I've got quite a few socks and other bits and pieces that need finishing. So today I am finishing off these socks that I started a while back. They're my cute little progress keepers. And I think these have been on the needles for ages. So that's what I'm doing today, finishing off a project. Hi everyone, Zarina here, aka Woolly Nomad. And these are my Helical socks, and I must have cast these on last year sometime. Was it the year before? No, I think it was beginning of last year, which is kind of sad. And there's not a lot to do on them really. I'm up to the second sock rib, so I've got to do that. So that's the first port of call, and then I've just got to pop those heels in. So yeah, so it's going to be a rib, and it's a 2x2 rib that I'm doing. The yarn I'm using is I think it's the West Yorkshire spinner yarn. Oh, that purpley one is the King Cole, and they're living in my little Guthrie and Garni bag, which I don't know why it's called Guthrie and Garni. It's just because I got it from there. Bubbles, little cutie, is enjoying the garden, which is good. And it's always nice to take a little break from knitting and go in the garden for a minute. So I've been at it for about maybe half an hour, 45 minutes, and I've made good progress. And here they are, done. Well, the ribs, that is. The ribs are done, and now the next thing to do is the heels, and I'm going to use this King Cole yarn for the heels. Now I used this yarn, which I think is the Stylecraft yarn, actually, not even West Yorkshire Spinners, for the ribs, so I'm going to use this one for the heels just to differentiate. So how do we work out where we want to heel? Well, what I normally do is I check out where my ankle is, and I kind of from there will mark a point, and that's where the heel will be. And you can make it tighter or sort of looser, whichever way you want. I mean, like for instance, how it fits your foot. You can mark the spot with the Progress Keeper, which is, well, I'll do that off camera because I'm not very good at doing that on camera. And yeah, so it's going to be from here. You can mark it with just a little bit of yarn or something if you want to. You don't have to put a Progress Keeper in. And once it's marked, you just pick up the stitches. So I'm using 2 circular needles, and they are 2.5mm. And what I do is I just offer them into the knitting, cut the knitting in the middle, and then, I mean, this is obviously quite a fast forwarded episode here. Well, it's not fast forwarded, but it's going a bit fast. And funnily enough, in this opening there was some drop stitches which I will have to pick up. So I picked up the stitches that had been dropped, and then I've added in my colour. And what I like to do is I like to do just like 4 rounds of just plain knitting before I start decreasing. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. Just to reiterate, I'm using a 2.25mm needle, in case I said something different earlier. So it's the evening now, so the lighting's a little bit different, and I had to take a few breaks, but I have made some progress on the heel. I'm just doing a normal decrease where you decrease 4 stitches every second row. That makes a nice angled heel. So I got busy yesterday and I didn't manage to finish them. It doesn't matter, today is another day and I'll just carry on. So I'm on the second heel, which is good progress. And what I like about this heel is that it's very easy to remember what you're doing. You just literally, you'll knit 2 stitches, decrease 1, knit up until the last 4 stitches, decrease, and then knit 2. And that gives you quite a nice, neat, structured looking heel. So when I get to the end bit, I'm just going to Kitchener stitch that off. I think it's called Kitchener stitch. And all I've got to do now is pop in the end. So I've Kitchener stitched the heel off and I'm just sewing in the ends. And the inside is not looking too bad. I haven't really got any holes either on the sides, which is quite nice, which is always a possibility with socks, and any kind of decreasing places where you might end up with a hole, so there is always that, but luckily I haven't got really any here. And yeah, I'm just sewing stuff in really. I think that's the probably most unneat bit. Here they are in all their glory, the finished socks. And I started those socks with a different yarn actually. That's a West Yorkshire spinner yarn, but it's a different colour. So there are actually 3 different yarns in these socks. This greeny colour, then there was the purpley colour with the pink flecks in it, or variegated pink, and then there was the blue with the pink and the blue, etc. in it. So some really nice contrasting yarns, and I always like to experiment to see what I will get at the end with a sock experiment like this. So I'm starting a new pair of socks. I've got my 2 colours there. I've already got a little bit of a toe going on. It's a rounded toe. Visit my Athens Socks Helical knit socks page for patterns and things and how to knit helical socks. So if you go back a few episodes or go into a playlist, you'll find them. And yeah, I'm pleased and my feet are warm. So happy knitting everybody, and I will see you next time.